Hey everyone, welcome back to Stryfe the Show, episode 5. Back at it with another interview. I'm very, very excited about this one. This is also my very first return guest, which even better, we can kind of catch up with our guests and see what they're up to now. As always, I got to give the best intro that I can give. He was in K-Pop Demon Hunters. You guys may know him. He was Yoon Do-Jin in Cobra Kai, but he's landed his first animated lead role as Seven in Scissor Seven. So please help me welcome back Daniel J. Kim. Daniel, how's it going, man?
What's up, Jeremy? Good to see you, man. It's going good.
Good. I have a very important question, though, to ask you, though, before we start.
For sure, man.
Have you played Ocarina of Time since we last talked?
Oh, good question. I have not played Ocarina of Time since we last talked. I've
all right,
not.
That's all we have time we have for today. No, I'm just
Cardinal
kidding.
said no. I'll
kidding.
get into it, man. I'll get into.
Of course.
I've been really busy on the games. Although I think the only games that I've been able to play is like Hollow Knight Silk Song. But I promise I will get back. I need to get like a 3DS or something and figure out how to play.
Yeah,
I'd love to.
I definitely want to ask you about Hollow Knight and stuff. But aside from that,
For sure.
it's been almost 9 months of the day since we've last spoke, which I think was right after your birthday. So, outside of acting and everything, how's life? How have you been doing? What's been new?
Dude, it's great, man. I mean, it's been, gosh, in that time, we just dropped the final part of Cobra Kai, and it was so good to talk to you. I remember it was a really good time just talking with you, just nerding out about stuff, and then celebrating the show, And it's
Right.
wild being here 9 months later. It feels like so much has happened in just that little bit of time. But things are good, man. Things aren't too bad. Animated lead is not too bad.
Yes, of course.
I'm real grateful, yeah.
Yeah, man, that was so exciting, man. And again, congratulations too. It's just, it's really,
Thank
really
you.
cool because, my show's mostly known for like Cobra Kai and Rocky and Creed, but I've always like anime. I grew up with anime. It's not, I don't get to watch it as often as I'd like to, but I grew up on the Toonami era. So
Oh
like,
my God, great era, man.
yeah,
I still
yeah,
hear like Steve Blue in my head, like "Welcome to
yeah,
Toonami," like
yeah.
that cool stuff. I still remember that.
Every time I see that promo, "A Boy Has the Right to Dream," I always share that. If you remember that classic promo, yeah,
Yes, I
yeah,
do. I do. I do. I love their like in between episodes. They'd like have like your alarm clock or whatever, be like
right.
time to get up or whatever. It'd be that the Adult Swim stuff, and then into Toonami is so good, so good.
Yes, of course. But yeah, no, that's good, man. Good to hear. So for me, as I kind of told you off camera, moved, so new setup and everything.
Yeah, man. I love
Uh,
the belts, dude. I love the
oh, thank you.
championship
Are you
belt.
are you a
Feels cool.
wrestling fan?
No, I don't. I've never had a chance to get into it. Yeah, but
Okay,
I would love to. Yeah, what are the
yeah.
belts from?
So yeah, they're replica. So this one right here, if
Uh-huh.
you heard of Stone Cold Steve Austin, that was the belt that he
Of
first won, which
course.
was basically the world championship belt at the time. The other
Got
one
it,
is
got it.
the Intercontinental Championship. So that one, to kind of explain it, it's almost like secondary to the world championship belt, but that's typically given to like people like the company would trust to like kind of put on great matches and great shows. So you have people like
Mm,
Randy Savage, Bret Hart, Razor Ramon, all
got it, got it.
technical wrestlers. Yeah.
Like
So,
wrestling
oh
legends.
yeah,
Got it. Cool, man. That's
I think
great.
that's the original IC title or one of the original IC title looks. So, yeah, a long time ago, for one of my birthdays, we went to the Royal Rumble in San Antonio and we cosplayed. I cosplayed as Razor Ramon, and
Oh,
then
nice.
my then girlfriend, now wife. That was another update. I got married too. So yeah,
Hey, come on. Big 9 months, dude. Congratulations, man.
thank
That's
you,
so
man.
exciting.
Thank you. Yeah, we she dressed as Asuka. She's a very prominent female wrestler in WWE. She started in
Okay.
Japan. Has even wrestled like in some intergender matches, and also has made it too. She's like reinvented her
So
character
cool.
numerous times. So yeah, but
So,
yeah,
so cool. Nice, man.
yeah. And that, and then of course, as I've kind of told you, between like I think this was back in July, right after I moved, or right after the tournament that I was in, the Taekwondo tournament. I've been still
Yes,
doing
I
that.
saw that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's great. Hey, I'm so glad that you're still doing that. You're still
yeah,
doing
man.
martial arts and doing taekwondo. That's so great, dude. That's so great.
Yeah, and of course, thank you again, both of you and Brandon for being an influence. I got a little bit of bad news though. I had a nasty injury
Oh, dude.
at my last belt test, which it was a rolled ankle. So like the last
Oof.
part of like one of the last parts of the test, you have to kind of demonstrate your
Mm.
sparring proficiency. I mean,
Right,
this was
right.
on me. Like I was kind of a lot of things were happening at that time, so I couldn't get to class as early as I wanted to stretch because the
Sure.
electricity went out the house. And now that I moved, my school, I go like once or twice a
Uh-huh.
month. it's 2 hours. Still now it's 2 hours away, so I visit once or twice a month or the test.
Right.
So they finished just in time where I had to also, I think I had to drop off my fiance's, wife's ring, fiance's ring at the time,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
ring
yeah.
for like a repair. And I knew I had to go there because if I had gone after the belt test, they already been closed. So doing all that, then by the time I got to the belt test, I had no time for stretching. Like I knew my form and
And
everything.
so
And then,
you just went in and you just tried to
yeah,
like raw dog it, and then yeah, I
yeah,
mean, an injury will happen that way. That's, I mean, you know, if one thing that I freaking love about Brandon is that dude stretches religiously, like
yes,
every single day. That guy does that. So, you know, when we were on set, you know, he was reminding me, he's like, "Hey, dude, like make sure to stretch, make sure to stay warm." And you know, whenever you saw people off the mat, you know, in between the Sekai Taikai like
right,
scenes, we were all just stretching constantly because we couldn't
yeah,
get injured. Otherwise, you know, we wouldn't be able to shoot. So,
yeah.
yeah, man. Hey, dude, I'm sorry. How's it feeling now? Is it feeling any better?
Yeah, so it's better. So what happened was during the last sparring match, I rolled my ankle. I was really tempted to do the the crane because I was like, the bad leg,
Oh,
but
sure,
yeah,
sure.
but like no, it was bad, and and this also happens like a little over a month before the wedding too, of course. So,
Mm.
but
Hmm,
now
hmm.
I'm mostly back to normal, but the problem is like my foot still aches sometimes because what happened was I was kind of like, so say this is my foot, I would kind of like limp around like that when I felt comfortable to not put a whole bunch of weight,
Yeah,
but enough to move around.
yeah,
So
yeah.
now the pain I have is not the ankle, but like where like, I guess my arches would be. So I don't know if it's just like
Oh,
more pain
interesting.
from just from like, having to support my ankle during that time. So I'm finally going tomorrow to kind of get it checked out. I was going to wait till after the wedding to see how things panned
Yeah,
out. So, but yeah.
yeah, dude, PT,
Yeah.
hell of a gift. It's good. You
Yeah.
should do it. You know, do it knees over toes. You know, anything. Those
Definitely.
things will help you. You know,
Yeah.
build some strength back for sure. I'm glad that you're doing all right though. I'm glad that
Yes.
one, you got married. Congratulations. That's so
Thank you.
sick. And then, hey, to do your belt test, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Those are
It was,
equivalent, you know, like those are
yeah.
the same level
Right.
of accomplishment. It's like I got my green belt. Wait, was it brown belt or what is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. So I know every ranking system's different. So it's green belt, black stripe. So our school, it's white. And then of course, you have the in between. So
Sure.
white, the next color is yellow, orange,
Uh-huh.
and green. So that's where I'm at now. It's
Got
about
it. Got
halfway
it.
through the ranks. Yeah.
Dude,
So
I guess right. So green belt, wedding, same level of accomplishment. Boom.
yeah, for sure. Definitely. But here's a question while we're on the subject. Have you ever thought about training again since Cobra Kai?
Yeah, man, absolutely. I mean, I try to keep it warm a little bit. Yeah, for
Okay.
me, I've definitely wanted to train. I've been talking with a couple friends who are doing like Brazilian jiu-jitsu and who are doing other disciplines. I would love to keep doing Taekwondo, and I love Taekwondo. I do it like all the time at the gym when I can, or kind of on the low. But the big thing about Taekwondo is it's really high impact. And so
Mhm.
for me, I have like slightly bad knees from having done it for a
Right.
long time. So I just want to make sure that I take care of myself really well into the future because I want to be moving for a really long time. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah, but
Definitely.
dude, definitely training in martial arts is still in the cards. It's still something I'm actively thinking of doing and doing.
Awesome. Awesome. So yeah, you brought up Hollow Knight. So you're a Metroidvania guy then
Yeah,
too,
man.
right?
Dude, I
Yeah.
freaking love Hollow Knight, man. It's so good.
I've never played it, but I have another Metroidvania that you might want to try after. So the game
Oh,
is called Infernax. Um,
Infernax.
yeah, it came out a few years ago, and I've been eyeing it since the demo
Okay.
dropped. So it's like a love letter to Zelda 2 and Simon's Quest. So you play as this knight, and then of
Oh,
course,
okay.
yeah. So then of course you
Like a
kind
little
of get
side scrolly
yeah,
like kind of thing.
right.
Sure.
So you play as this knight, and now they also added local co-op functionality. So if you're playing with a friend, you both can play on the screen at the same time.
Cool.
And there's also even a secret ending that has where it kind of switches from that to Contra. So it's definitely worth checking out. So
Whoa,
yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
I don't want to think about speedrunning that thing. That would be a nightmare. Trying to do
yeah,
a game and then go immediately into Contra.
yeah.
That'd be wild.
I want to check out Hollow Knight, but also still need to also check out because I've never played it Symphony of the Night, which I know kind of started
Oh, Castlevania.
all of that. So yeah,
Yeah, dude.
so
It's so, I mean, I don't, for me, it's like, because I grew up on Nintendo. So, you know, obviously, you know, you can tell because being Cobra Kai, you know, now, like, so grateful to be in an anime and be working with the amazing people at Scissor Seven and at Netflix and
right,
doing all that stuff. Like, I'm a huge nerd, like, through and through. Like, you know, name it and I've done it, you know. anime, Dungeons and Dragons, you know, all this stuff. But I
Right.
grew up a Nintendo kid. That's the main thing that I did. So I grew up on Zelda, I didn't grow up on Metroid, but I'd always like seen these titles. And so when I kind of got a little bit older, I think I'm trying to remember the first Metroidvania that I touched. It might have been the Game Boy Metroid Fusion. I might have played it at like a
Yes,
friend's
I've heard
house.
very good things about
And
that. Yeah.
then exactly, yeah, it's really great. And then I was like, oh, this kind of game is super cool. I want to see what it's about. And then I saw Hollow Knight come out, and that is like in my top 10 games, maybe my top like 2 games of all time. It's just beautiful storytelling, cute little bugs, incredible world building. Combat's amazing. It's just so good. And Silksong is
Yes,
like, oh, just more of that greatness.
definitely. And before we jump into Scissor Seven, I got one last video game question for you. Well, sorry, two. One's kind of related to K-pop Demon Hunters, but the first one, favorite Skyrim music track.
Ooh, White Run. White Run.
Streets of White.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that one's good.
Streets of White Run. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That one is so nice, calming, always gonna make me feel like, ooh, it's a nice, easy day. That's like if I had to have an opening soundtrack to kind of like to meditate in the morning, it'd be Streets of White Run for sure.
Dude, that one's good. Another favorite of mine alongside that one is The One They Fear, which is like it's kind of like a redux of the Dragonborn theme when you're fighting dragons.
Go,
And
cool.
I don't know if you noticed, but you know those chants. So in
Yeah.
the track Earl Burrow's season C of Cobra Kai, Leon Zach
Uh-huh.
kind of used that same instrumentation where Daniel fights Kreese in the
Oh,
very
cool.
similar style.
To
So
give the little like Fusro Da, the little like vocal
yeah,
chanting
the
thing, a
ice,
little bit of the
yeah,
like,
ice, yeah, that same thing. Yeah,
yeah, cool.
yeah.
I had no
So
idea. That's awesome.
yeah, I have to. I'm definitely have to ask them about that next time when I get them on. But the other
Yeah.
question I had was, so I know you're a big K-pop Demon Hunters fan. Did you play any of the Fortnite mini season when it came out?
I did not. I did not. I
Okay,
saw that they literally dropped into Fortnite, which was great.
yeah,
For me, it's actually amazing, like because I was a part of the cast, you know, and like being able to be a fan now and say like, wow, this thing that we worked on like blew up. Like nobody had any idea that it was gonna
right,
do what it did. You know, become #1 on Netflix, break literally every single record in every category that you've ever dreamed of. You know, go platinum. It's really amazing. It's a testament to Maggie Kong, and to the whole team, to Michelle Wong, and then
right.
obviously to the girls, to the Huntrix girls. You know, they're killing it, and I'm so happy for them. I haven't been doing the Fortnite video game stuff because I really don't play that much Fortnite. Sorry,
Sure.
but I love the movie, and my friends and I have been like just blasting it nonstop. I'm sure it's with everybody else in the world, but blasting that soundtrack nonstop.
Now I'm gonna break your heart because I've yet to seen it. But I know.
Oh,
I mean,
come
obviously
on,
I know the
dude.
music. I know. I know.
What do you mean, bro? You know what? Listen. If anybody tells you it's like just a kids film, like give it a chance. Give it a
Oh
chance.
yeah, no.
It is. It's really fun. It's really fun.
Yeah, for me, it's just been lack of time because you know the wedding and everything, and it's trying to like reorganize and
For sure.
as you being an actor and of course me being a creator, like it's always on the grind where you're having to do things like in between,
Yeah.
so many things. To also, I started
Totally.
another gaming channel or another channel as my gaming, so I've been trying to grow that on the side too. So it's been,
Nice, man.
but for sure, definitely gonna check it out for you specifically for you. I will watch
Oh,
it.
no, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Let me
Yeah,
know what you think. Let me know what you think.
for sure.
It's got a lot of heart, and there's a good reason that so many people love it, and I'm just really grateful. I was like, it was truly like this out of the blue thing. Like you can ask so many of us who worked on the additional voices. You know, there's like me, my friend Jonathan Ha. There's like Judy Alice Lee, who's an incredible voice actress. Josh Han, a ton of these, like working actors who are all Korean in the industry. And for so many of us, it was like a last minute audition. Like someone was like my agent called me and was like, "Hey, like we're working on something right now. Can you turn something in like 30 minutes?" I was like, "Yeah, that's crazy, but sure, absolutely, I'll do that." I went in, I like did a Korean speaking sample right there, sent it off, 10 minutes, right? An hour later, I hear you have the job. We go
Awesome.
in, and it was great, and I loved it. I was like, people are gonna love this thing. It's so good. But we had no idea it was gonna go like stratospheric the
Right.
way that it did. So
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
pretty great.
it's really
Pretty
awesome. I mean,
cool.
that's I mean, really you can say like you're part of like kind of three big franchises right now too, with the third one being Scissor Seven. So
Wow, yeah, I
first,
didn't think about it like that.
yeah, I mean
Yeah, I guess
that's the way I
so. I
see it.
guess so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Definitely something to
Pretty
be proud
cool.
of. So here,
Thank
so
you, man. Thank you.
of course, one question I want to ask, because I just to kind of like educate myself. So Scissor Seven is what people call a Chinese anime. Is it Donghua? How do you pronounce like
Yeah, I believe you call it Donghua.
Donghua? Okay.
I'm not like fluent in Chinese, but Donghua.
Mhm.
But it's Chinese anime. They've been doing that stuff for a long time. And also like Japan has been taking and collaborating with Korean animators and Chinese animators for a really long time. So people have been going and they're making some amazing stuff, as you can tell. They've
Right.
been working for 4 seasons now, 5 seasons on this show. And it's like it's really fun. It's
Yeah.
just so quirky and the comedy's absurd, but the action's amazing. And it's got some good heart this season. Yeah, I'm really honored to for context, like I auditioned to voice match Ronny Chieng, the legend, the GOAT,
Right.
my favorite working comedian right now. I think he's incredible. It was such a wild thing to be like, oh, I love Ronnie, but I never thought I'd do anything like this. Never done a
Mhm.
voice match before. And so I was like, oh, I'll give it a shot and I'll try my absolute best. I was watching hours and hours of his stuff and I love him. And so I turned it in, not expecting anything. And then as soon as like I got like a call maybe 2 days later, they were like, they love what you did. The director just wants to talk to you. Jeff wants to talk to you and see what we can do. He talked to me and he's like, I love what you're doing with Ronnie's voice. You're really nailing it. Which I was like, oh my God, like I can't believe it. Thank you so much. He's like, I want to bring it into a little bit more grounded place. Like you can feel free to bring a little bit more of yourself into it, even while having that attitude. And I was like, oh, I understand. I was like, they don't want me just to be like pretend to be Ronny Chieng, but to make
Right.
sure that even though I'm supporting, honoring his performance and especially his voice, that I bring my own heart and stuff to it. And so as I kind of learned that, and as Jeff, my director, walked me through it, we ended up getting to like a really nice place. And I was super happy with what we did. And I hope people like it. It'll be different for sure, but I hope people like it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was one thing I wanted to say too. Is like, so just for context and to kind of be straightforward, I binged all
Hmm.
of season 5 yesterday to kind of prepare for the
No
interview.
way.
Yeah, yeah. So,
What did you think?
really, really good. Now the only thing I will say is like everything before season 5, I had to like, I watched like maybe one or two episodes to kind of listen to
Hmm.
Ronnie, and then also read like some of the wiki, but like not a lot of it was up to date. So I kind of
Hmm.
have
Hmm.
at
Hmm.
least like season 5 generally, but yeah, no, I definitely liked it. And the one comment
Yeah.
I want to bring up is like it didn't even sound like you unless I had to listen really, really close. That's how blown away I was. I was like,
That's
I can't even
really
tell it's
kind,
Daniel.
man.
Yeah. So
Dude, thank you. Thank you
yeah,
so much. I really, I don't know. It's something that, my friends will tell you about me is that like, I just really care a lot about the things that I work on, I think, especially with, I know you're mostly, Cobra Kai wrestling and all that stuff, but
mhm,
things about our fandoms, people are passionate and they
right.
love like these shows and these characters and they have attachment, for good reason. Like if I was a fan, I'd be like, totally like I'm attached to this character or this actor playing this character, you know what I mean? And
Right.
so coming in, I really wanted to honor it to be like, hey, hopefully like if someone doesn't know like that that Seven's been recast, they'd be like, oh, that's pretty close, or like I didn't even know he was recast.
I know I've
Is the
seen
hope.
I saw a lot
Yeah.
of comments on that too. So that was like
Oh,
a lot of
oh,
them like
I haven't
yeah.
checked. I'm really trying to stay off of
Yeah,
it,
yeah, no, no, no,
but that's
no,
good to
I
know.
get no, trust
I'm
me, I get
glad.
it. As like somebody like has done a lot of Cobra Kai analysis, and you have people that like, oh, your take is dumb, and so I get it in that
Sure, sure,
aspect. But
sure.
yeah, but the one thing, one thing I noticed was that it was a lot of good feedback, and they said you sounded like
Oh, that's
Ronnie but
awesome.
older, which kind of makes sense given Seven's age at that point
Yeah,
in
that's so
season 5.
funny.
So
I mean, that's
yeah,
funny because Ronnie, Ronnie's like he's got some age on me. He's an older brother,
right,
he's a guy who's been after it for a little longer than I have. I feel like a baby, so that's nice to know. That's funny. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm glad
no,
that
for
people
sure.
like it.
Yes, yes, yeah. So far, I've seen good things about it, but
Amazing.
that brings me to one question. So, how familiar with you with the source material, like prior to auditioning?
Yeah, what's funny is I'd run across like one or two clips of the fights, like I think on Instagram Reels or on like TikTok or something, and I was like, this thing looks sick. I thought it was like beautifully animated and super cool. I just had no context for it. I had no idea.
Right.
And then once I got the audition, I was like, oh, I really need to go through. So I watched literally every episode from literally episode 1 of being on Chicken Island all the way until the end of season 4. And which is kind of funny, I basically like drove my brother and my girlfriend completely crazy because every day until the job, I was basically saying each of Seven's lines, trying to deliver it the way that Ronnie delivered Seven's
Right.
lines. I like basically went through every single episode to do that, to try and get close. Which was like in hindsight, like maybe there was a more efficient way to do that. And I need to apologize to my brother because like he's sleeping and all he can hear is like Ronny Chieng in his bed. But it was awesome. I really enjoyed it. I love how funny it is, man. It's so
Yes.
off kilter and
Yes.
hilarious.
Yeah, it's that's really awesome. And like, for me, because like one anime I have covered, well, a couple animes I've covered before that were also on Netflix prior on the channel was I did like a small review on Way of the House Husband. I've also done a couple character
Oh,
analysis. Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Dude, I've only seen clips of it, but I love it. It's so that's
Really
the guy
good.
who's like the gangster who became like a husband, right? And
Yes.
he's like wearing the apron and the like
Yes.
aviators or what. Yes.
Really
I
good. I can't
love that,
recommend it
dude.
enough.
It's great.
Another one, I can't remember if we talked about this last time, but another one I've done some couple character analysis on was Tiger and Bunny. I don't know if you ever seen that.
Tiger and Bunny. I've seen it come across my page, but I haven't
Yeah.
watched it. What's it about?
So it's like these two superheroes. One is Wild Tiger. His real name's Kotetsu. So he's like this veteran hero, and then he becomes partners with this other hero, younger hero named Barnaby, but he nicknamed Bunny because like their suits are very kind of like Kamen Rider / Power Rangers s. So Barnaby has like horns like a bunny, so he calls him Bunny. But it's really really good because it's very similar to the dynamic that when Daniel and Johnny work together in Cobra Kai. I kind of compare it to the anime version of Cobra Kai in that aspect because you have like something kind of slowly coming around and trusting each other. And so it was a series it came around, I think 2010 to 2012, and then Netflix 3 years ago put out a season 2. It was really, really good. But like,
That's
to
awesome.
kind of like for prep for this interview too, like that's kind of how I've done things in the past. Oh, also I've covered Terminator Zero. Forget about that. But yeah. So that's typically what I do is I try to kind of like binge as much as I can to kind of prepare for these interviews or like my character analysis. So yeah,
dude, I appreciate you putting in all that work. I really appreciate you watching the show. That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Definitely. One other question I had was, did you talk to Ronny like prior, like before you were cast? Like, how did the conversations go? When you're like,
I mean, that dude is the busiest man on planet Earth. Like he's currently finishing up his comedy show with Hassan Minaj. Like, and he's doing things all over. So I did reach out. He didn't get back to me, but I was hoping to, at least talk to him. And I wanted to at least make the effort and the gesture of just reaching out and being like, hey man, like I wanted to just let you know I'm taking, like they cast me as this character, and I wanted to ask you like what you thought about this character and how I could be playing it and all that kind of stuff. Maybe he'll be able to reach out in the future and we'll touch base and we'll be able to laugh about how awesome the show is. But dude, that guy is the busiest man on earth, and I do not begrudge him it. He's working, and I love that for him.
Yeah, no, for sure. So one question, so I actually had a friend from, I kind of mentioned last time, Charles, who's also in the industry that we talked about.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I remember.
So he had a question which is kind of related to Scissor Seven. Is this your first voice acting role? And if not, what made you want to pursue voice acting along with stage acting? And just kind of a reminder, Charles was the one I think I mentioned last time who's in Solo Leveling, Kaiju number 8, and Apothecary Diaries. Yeah. So.
Dude, he's killing it. Come on, Charles. I'm just chasing after you, dude. I'm just following you. No, thanks, Charles. For me, I've actually, I don't want to tell the story that much because it kind of feels like one of those like kind of embarrassing stories to tell people. But, normally when I tell people about like, acting and how I got started, I talk about like my favorite films, like Good Will Hunting, some of my influences when I was growing up, like Denzel Washington, that kind of stuff. But on the DL, what is kind of true about me is that the first time that I really fell in love with acting was I watched a documentary about this one musical, and then I also watched anime. And it was the first time that I'd seen characters that looked like me, that had similar cultural experiences to me, and were acted amazingly. And it was watching Matt Mercer and Crispin Freeman in Fate Zero that made me go, oh my God, like I want to do that. But I didn't think about, I don't know what it was in my young brain. I didn't think about voice acting as that job initially. I was like, I should go be a part of theater, or I should go do musical theater, or I should go and then go to college and like be in Shakespeare and then be in film and TV. And it wasn't until I've been going after this for a couple of years that I was like, I really want to be a voice actor too, on top of all of it. Like I would love to do film. I would love to do more Cobra Kai. I'd love to do indie film, you know, but I'd also love to do voice acting, to be in an anime or a game and all these things. So, you know, I feel really lucky because I've been doing some foreign language dubs in K dramas. But my first really big gig was doing K-pop Demon Hunters earlier this year, and then now, just a couple months ago, getting the call for this. So this is like a really huge start for me, and for it to be like a main character, a lead in a series that's been ongoing for some time, I don't, yeah, I don't take it for granted. I feel really grateful to Jeff Howell and the whole team. And I gotta mention, my good friend Jess Blue. She's the one who got me the audition and got me in the room, and so I really owe her everything. Jess, if you're
Yes.
watching this, I love you. Thank you so much.
Yes, shout out to Jess. No, that's really awesome, and you know, representation is important. So,
Dude, absolutely, man. Especially back then, like it wasn't much of it. So you kind
right,
of latched onto whatever you could find.
right. I mean,
Yeah.
like one example I always bring up is like you know Power Rangers. You know, representation is very important. That
Come
because
on,
like
man. Yoshi Sudarso, dude. Come
yes,
on. Dino
and
Thunder.
shout out to Peter, also a friend of the channel.
Yes, my
Yes,
boy. I love Peter.
yeah. But yeah, so like my wife's you know favorite ranger was the Yellow Ranger Trini.
Mm.
Rest in peace, Twee. And then of course,
Oh,
you know my favorite
yeah.
Jason David Frank, rest in peace as well. So, but no, it was very
Mm-hmm.
like you know you didn't see a mix of cast like that in Power Rangers like in the very first season too. So it's no, I totally get it, man. It's very important.
Yeah.
So I just to add real quick, and you now also might be that person somebody looks up to of like, hey man, this is like it's cool that Daniel's in it, and you know maybe me as a young individual, I can also do that too. So
Yeah, I mean, that I really haven't thought about that.
yeah,
I mean, if that's the case, I'm really glad. If that's the case, I hope someone out there is like, yo, like I could be that. But you know, at the same time, like it's funny because I feel like the people who we're doing it, we don't think of it like that. We just want to do a good job on the story that we love, you know. And so, if that ends up, you know, touching someone or making them feel like they feel seen, then I'm incredibly happy. I'm glad.
so one I mean, the big question for me too is how did you? And we might have touched on this already, but just kind of like I guess clarify a little bit more. How do you approach taking on this role, like for a character that's already established, like you know, especially 4 seasons in?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of like positives. There's a lot of benefits to that, and there's also a lot of challenges, you know, that come with anything. We kind of touched on it before, but you know, I really care. I really want to do an
right,
amazing job and make sure that fans feel like the character's the same character, even though the actor's different, you know. And so I watched obviously the entire series before I ever got started. I would like parrot basically like
everything.
Ronny
Yeah,
Chieng's delivery because I wanted to see how specifically he approaches it. And I was also listening to it in Chinese as well to kind of see how the original actor was doing it. Shi Xiaofeng, He Xiaofeng, I think. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced it for the fans. Don't come at me. For me, it was like listening to it. I really wanted to make sure I got his delivery, his cadence, all the kind of stuff. Um, so the positives of that is the character's already established. So I have so much reference to go off of. So my research is really nice. Challenges though is also because the character's established and people
right.
have an idea of how he sounds, an idea of how he jokes, an idea of how he does stuff, you know? And so I did my research and then I also was like, what do I want to bring to this character from myself that I feel like that I can bring to, you know, make this world feel like more alive and bring my version of Seven too. And so on top of the quirky fun energy and all of like, you know, the accent work and the dialect work that I was doing,
Right.
on top of that, I wanted to make sure I was like, when we get into those anime kind of like big action moments, I want to make sure that I really give it my all. So there's a moment that I'm particularly proud of, even though it was early on in the episodes. It's episode one where we're doing, you know, this fight between me and the shadow that represents like my past selves and all these other people like in my way to, you know, to Seven basically reconciling with his past. And I like stabbed the sword into him. And I remember talking to my director. I was like, okay, I'm going to give you my Dragon Ball Z yell. I'll do it. I was like, ah! And I gave it my all in the booth, which was really fun. And so for me, bringing the action scenes to life was a real joy.
Yeah, for sure. And that brings me to my next question. And now I know this isn't always the case in animation, but when you were recording like a scene like that, for example, an action scene, well, not including like the fight with yourself, but did you have somebody to bounce off of as far as like dialogue, like, or is it just
Nope.
go for it?
Yeah, no, dude, me and my imagination, man. Me, also the director, but generally when you're you voice act, you're in a booth by yourself. There's
Right.
a mic and there's an audio engineer, Riley Finkel for us at Dubbing Brothers, who amazing. She absolutely killed it. And then Jeff, our director, and so they'll be in a booth like with a wall separating us, giving me notes, listening to the takes, and then I'll be doing things sometimes to a band and sometimes to a script that I'm reading. But for us, it was like it was the band and just me and my imagination going hog wild in the booth. I'm sure I looked crazy. I'm sure I looked insane because people are like, "What is he doing?" I'm like, "Yeah," just like screaming and making kung fu noises in my closet.
Right. I gotcha. From season 5, what fight would you recreate in real life?
What would I recreate in real life?
Yeah.
I
Like
mean,
if
they
there
have
was like a live,
superpowers, brother.
yeah.
I don't know if I can
Well, like say
recreate any
if
of
they
those
did like a
in real
live
life.
action adaptation and you were say, hey, we want you for this adaptation, like
Oh
what would be like the
man.
first fight you'd want to film?
Well, if I could telekinetically control scissors, then I would 100% do the nine fight, the me versus nine fight at the end of season 5. It's a really,
Yes.
really good fight. Um, but selfishly, for me myself, I think it would just be really funny to do the Prince of Starn fight against White Fox. I think that would be a really
Right.
fun fight because White Fox, he has the cool like. I think just shooting that would be so interesting because his power is like he shoots these invisible bullets and they just like explode or whatever. And it was the tail end of last season of like the Prince of Starn and him like starting to fight. It was great. It was so cool. Yeah.
Who's your favorite character outside of Seven?
Ooh. Ah. Dude, that's a hard question, man. That's a hard. I love how so many people. I think so. My friend Yuki Luna voices Cola. I really
Mhm.
like her. Really like her. I love Princess Starn is cool too because for me, like Crispin Freeman is a huge inspiration to me. So the fact that he voices him, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so nice. But I don't know. I'll be really character. I'll say 13. I love
Okay.
13. Miss Plum. Miss
Yes.
Plum. We'll say 13.
Definitely. One last question. Well, it's not related to Scissor Seven, but just in general. This was another question Charles had brought up, and it's definitely a question I can relate to as a creative as well. How do you keep yourself motivated, especially during slow periods? Because everybody has their way of coping.
Yeah, dude, Charles, thanks for the question, man. Well, first I want to say to Charles, like, dude, you're killing it. You're in Apothecary Diaries, you're in these animes, so clearly you're doing the work and people are recognizing it. So congrats, dude. Keep at it. You're in more animes than I am, so hopefully I get to be in a couple more just like you. But for myself, I think everybody has their own way. For me, I have like a really great support system. Like that's the thing I'm most grateful in my life is for having an amazing group of friends and family, my girlfriend, who's wonderful. Those people keep me afloat, keep me sane, keep me from flying off the handle. But on top of that, I think having things outside of yourself to pour into is really important, right? So whether that's service, go to your local food bank, you know what I mean? Make sure that people can eat, especially in these hard times. Loving on people. For me, I teach. So I love having students and I love teaching them because it gives me something outside of myself to focus on. So yeah, I think build something and devote yourself to service outside yourself and it'll support you because it's not all of a sudden like all about yo where's my career going. You can instead be of service to someone else.
That's really, really great advice, and that was something I had kind of like thought of like the other day too. It's just that like I was like, man, I need to kind of go out and do more. So it's because like
Yeah, dude.
it's man, what? And I have not seen the show, but Charles is because he's one of my best friends. So me and him would like talk every day. He had brought up this one
Yeah.
quote. Uncle Iroh said something along the lines of, "Sometimes the best way to help yourself is to help someone else." Like, there's like a very famous
Is
GIF.
that from Tales of Ba Sing Se? Is
Maybe,
it? I love Avatar, man.
yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
love Avatar. It's one of my favorite series of all time. Yeah, I love Uncle Iroh, and he has a lot of wisdom like that. Yeah, of
definitely.
being calm, of reminding yourself that it's not all about you sometimes, and just enjoying life, enjoying a cup of tea, and then going and helping other people. Uncle Iroh is the best, dude. I would
Yes.
love to grow up to be just like Uncle Iroh.
No, man, for sure. Definitely great advice. So let's round it up with or round it off with a couple Cobra Kai questions.
Let's do it.
First,
Come on, man.
yes. First off, I don't know if you saw, but I met some of your castmates recently.
Yes, you went to
Yes.
the con, right?
Yes, yes.
Dude, how
It
was
was
that, man? Did
a
you
lot.
see all Alicia and Patrick and Brandon and the crew?
Yes. Well, sorry. That was. I think that was the most. That one happened this past week.
Yeah,
I
this
met
past
with
weekend.
Rhode Island. Sorry, I went back to one in October in Texas.
Oh,
So that
in
was
Texas. Great.
Mary, Tanner, Dallas, and Marty. So it was really
Oh, come
cool.
on. That's
It's
awesome.
yeah, it's interesting too because so I actually Twitch mod for Dallas, and he and I have talked before, and I've interviewed him as well. And what's funny because like I'm dressed as Miyagi, and I'm like, hey, do I look familiar? Where he's like, were you on set? So it was kind of funny because I guess he thought I doubled for Miyagi. I was like, no, man, it's me,
Yeah.
Simon. So it was really
It's
cool.
like we've interviewed before, dude.
Yeah, yeah. So Tanner kind of recognized me too because he was on one
Oh,
of
that's great.
Dallas's stream, and I kind of asked him a question about acting. He kind of remembered it. So no, it was
Yeah.
all fun and really great. And actually, let me see if I saw the picture. I'll show it to you real quick of all of
Yeah,
us.
dude, I'd love to see it. Let's see. I miss them, man. I miss Tanner and Mary. I hope they're doing good.
So
Yeah.
there's all of
Yo,
us.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes. Yes, 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 I did see that. Dude, come
yeah.
on. Look at Mary Tanner in Dallas. Come on, Crease. Come on, Marty.
That was one question I wanted to ask: is how do you keep in touch with some of your castmates from time to time?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I do try and keep in touch. Alicia and I, come on, because Tojang, the
Right.
Koreans, we got to stay together. Korean Cobra Kai, me, Alicia, Brandon, and Patrick. We actually all saw each other
Awesome.
recently because Alicia did this. She produced this amazing K-drama called Tempest, because it involved both like Americans and Koreans.
Ah, I
She
see.
worked so hard on it. She did an incredible job, and so she was so kind to invite me and a couple of the Cobra Kai folks to come see it. So we all went and supported her. So I saw them recently, which is great. Yeah, I text Patrick pretty often. I text Una sometimes because we stay in touch. I know they're having a good time right now or they just finished up over the weekend having
Right,
a great
right.
time.
Yeah.
And then Alicia and I stay in touch a lot, which is great. She's been an amazing like real life like Kim Don for me. Being a teacher and a mentor and instructor, she's amazing.
Yeah, that's all. It's always good to hear when you guys have like the on-screen relationships and also the off-screen relationships that kind of like
Yeah.
mirror the characters. So, and that reminds me, there was another question I forgot to ask you at the start of the episode. How was Anime Pasadena?
Oh, it was good, man. Thanks
Yeah,
for asking. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I was there over the weekend. It was really fun. I like it's actually pretty new for me to go to cons because I get a little nervous around crowd people. People expect me to be pretty like out there and extroverted and stuff, but I get a little like shy
Sure.
in crowds and
Yeah.
stuff. So, but I loved it. It was so cool. It was nice because I have like a bunch of voice actors that I really admire and that I've wanted to become friends with for a long time. And we've been like, DMing on Instagram or just talking or like commenting on each other's stuff. But I finally got to meet them, a lot of them in person for like the first time over this weekend. And so, yeah, that was really, really lovely. They're all great. Just some of the best people you ever meet.
Is there a cosplay in your future, especially with Scissor Seven being out
You
now?
know it, but I shouldn't spoil anything, man. I
Okay, yeah,
shouldn't
yeah.
spoil
Don't have to
anything.
spoil anything. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, let the people see it when they have it, give it time.
for sure. So yeah, one question I meant to ask this last time and I forgot to, but
Yeah.
so in season 6, episode 7, Dog in the Fight, when you and Tori are fighting
Mhm.
against Polar Slog, did you yell bonsai in the dub over? It sounds like you did, but
Did
I'm just kind of
not.
curious. No,
I did
okay.
not. No, I actually never went in for a dub over.
Ah, I see.
I actually didn't dub myself
Okay,
after we finished. I think all of my audio was either clean enough or was like fine for production because I just did everything that was done on set was me. No, I did a kiap, which is
ah,
a
I see. Okay,
yell. But I did not yell bonsai. No, I would give that
it
one to
sounded
Mr.
like
Miyagi.
it.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
That's got to
yeah,
be a Daniel classic. That's got to be a Miyagi thing.
yeah.
But the Koreans, we got to kiap. We got to go and then get
I
in
see. Okay.
there.
I was always curious because it sounded like it, and I was hesitant to put it in my Easter egg breakdown of season 6 part 2. It's like I couldn't confirm it,
Oh, you're
so it
like,
just sounded
is it or
curious.
not? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe it sounds similar.
right,
Which is cool. Maybe it's like it feels like an Easter egg to all the Mr. Miyagi devotees out there.
for sure. Couple last questions. This was also one from last time. Shout out to Geekdom 101. I don't know if you ever heard of this channel. He's got like a lot of subs. He's like a
Great.
DBZ aficionado.
Oh, come on. Awesome.
What type of material would you like to see in spin-offs involving Korean Cobra Kai?
Oh, that's such a good question. I mean, oh God, it's really hard because we all love Kwan. We all love Kwan Jae-sung, right? And like he's such an amazing character, but he's gone. Sorry,
Right.
rest in peace, Brandon. You killed it and got killed. But I think if we go on, I think there's a lot of fun things to explore with Kim Daeun and Chosen. If Yuji and Alicia are up to it, there's like a rom-com buddy comedy thing there, and it'd be kind of fun to see Korean Cobra Kai be in the mix. Um, and then for others, gosh, I don't know. That's kind of the main one I see for Korean Cobra Kai. For myself, I don't know. Maybe Yoon Do-Jin is traveling the world. Maybe he's in America right now studying, and maybe he'll run into Dimitri at Caltech. Who
There you
knows?
go. Yeah. Kind of a two-part question. Had you seen the
Mhm.
short from yesterday yet with with Yoon versus Chosen?
I saw just the opening parts of it. Yeah. I
Okay,
saw that you were doing like the Yoon versus Chosen. How did the match up? Did Chosen
good.
win?
Are you curious to see some of the comments of who would
Oh, are
say?
we gonna?
Yeah,
Yeah, are we doing like a live reaction to it right now?
yeah,
I'd
we can
love
react
to
to it. Let
read
me
some comments. Let's
let's
see it.
see. Yeah, let me find
People
the
like people like Yoon sucks.
no.
He
We
can't
actually
fight
had some
Chosen.
pro Yoon people actually, which was
Oh, come
interesting.
on.
Yeah. So here we'll watch
Thank
the
you to my
short in its
loyal fans.
entirety.
Let's do it.
One
Let's do
of the
it.
newest Cobra Kai's best students versus the best
Hey,
student to have ever been trained
hey,
by
that's my
Sato.
boy.
Who would win? Though he lost his captain spot to Kwon Jae-sung, Yoon Do-Jin had notable feats in Season 6, including taking down Hawk in 2 strikes, being the
Oh, the
first to
Hawk
land a
lover's
strike
gonna
on
come
Axel
after you.
Kovacevic, and the fact that it took the combined efforts of Dimitri, Hawk, and Kenny to eliminate him in the dojo tag team match. Chozen needs no
Wow.
introduction. Arguably one of the most vicious antagonists Daniel has ever had to face, he proved
So
to be
true,
more than
so
a match for
true.
LaRusso on more than one occasion, literally broke a stone statue with his kick, and is the only villain to have ever landed a strike on Miyagi, even if it was by surprise. Now, it comes down to who would win. My
That's a
prediction,
feat.
it's always tough to call these given the different fighting pace of the films versus the series. Yoon is calculating, precise, and like his opponent, is adept at taking on multiple people at once, though in a different capacity.
Oof.
Chozen, like Yoon, has been training for years and is equally, if not more aggressive than Kwon, his modern-day counterpart, who Yoon could ultimately not best prior to the tournament. Toguchi's unpredictable
Very true,
and
very
wildcard
true.
nature would give him the edge over Yoon Do-Jin. The only way I could see Yoon winning is if he tired out Chozen some way like Daniel did and maintain his cool demeanor to win the fight.
Dang. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough, man. Yoon Do-Jin, no matter who he's in the ring with, man, can win.
I'm curious, in your opinion, do I sound different in that compared to now?
No,
I sound
man,
about the same.
you sound
Okay.
pretty. Yeah, it sounds like you to me. Yeah.
Yes, some people have always they're like, oh, you sound different and whatnot. So I'm just always kind of curious. So I'm gonna read some of the comments and let me also see if I can share.
I mean, for me, it's like those feats are tough. Like
Yeah,
Chozen being the first one to land a hit on Miyagi is crazy.
right,
For the power scalers out there who are the Cobra Kai power scalers.
right. Here's one that was in favor of you. They said it depends on the fight. A fight to the death is chosen. Would say I would go with Sato's student, but if it's a point match, I would go with the newer student, meaning you, being
Okay,
you.
okay, all right, thank you. I respect it.
Now,
Sport Taekwondo, we got it.
right. So it was funny because like somebody said that Yoon lacked defense, but then somebody else made a really good argument. Says Yoon blocked attacks by
Hmm.
Hawk, Dimitri, Kenny, Miguel. I don't know who this person is, and Sam, and also Dawson attacks by Sam, and in
Uh-huh.
training with Quan,
Vlad, that's Vlad. Yeah,
Vlad. There we go. Okay,
yeah.
he dodged Quan's
Shout out
kick.
to
So
Daniel. Shout
yes.
out to Daniel. That was a really fun fight.
So and then one other. Let me see if this will share. Oh, this person they had so they said Yoon would win because he's on par with Part 2 Hawk and defeated mentally nerfed Hawk, who's on par and par with Sam, Grayson, Dev with offense,
Interesting.
par and par with Vlad.
You got to put some
Yeah,
respect on Hawk's name, though. He gets me with that crazy drop kick in the middle of
right.
a tournament, which is insane.
Yeah,
If he can get me with that, then you got to put some respect on Hawk's name. Like, come on,
exactly.
y'all. Do you want my 2 cents?
Sure.
Here's my 2 cents. Right. First of all, Yuji, incredible man, love him. Me, trained Taekwondo my whole life. But here's what I think. You ready for this? It's a hair difference. The reason why Yoon lost is because Quan has the crazy Super Saiyan hair and Yuji has the amazing spiky hair. Like, how am I going to win against a spiky hair protagonist? I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm just not. They have plot armor and they have spiky hair, and that's how it's going to be. That's how it's going to be. So
There.
until the moment that you can get spiky hair, I'm not going to win. That's just how it is. I hate to break it to you.
Oh man. Well, hey, there you have it. But Daniel, thank you again for joining me, man. This was a lot of fun, a lot of catching up. Again, congratulations on the lead role in Scissor Seven. Very excited to see what
Thanks
the
so
future, holds in store for you. So if those of you guys that are watching, definitely check out Scissor Seven on Netflix, streaming right now. And before we say goodbye, where can they find you, and anything else you want to plug?
Yeah, well, first of all, I want to say, Jeremy, thanks so much for having me back, dude. It was so fun. Great talking to you. Your space is sick, and I loved having our last interview. So it's an honor to be the first returning guest, man. Thank you for having me. And for everybody else, you guys can find me on Instagram at Daniel_J_Kim. You can just follow me there. I post a lot of stuff about my career. Sometimes I do stuff about, video games, other nerd stuff, but most of all, it's usually just me. And you can find my work out there. Hopefully you can go see KPop Demon Hunters a 30th time. Go see Scissor Seven out now on Netflix, and I'll see you guys around.
Well, guys, stay beautiful, stay awesome. Catch you around next time.